Hey everyone, this is Alana with FidgetHaven Reviews, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Ergo Alpha and the Ergo Omega by Ultraspinners. The Alpha is currently sold for $59.99, and the Omega is currently sold for $54.99. I had the pleasure of using and reviewing the original Ergo Jr. a couple weeks back, and I'm really excited to be able to update you on these new upgraded R188 versions. Both the Alpha and the Omega, as you can see, are tri-spinners, and they're made of brass. They have this really nice satiny brushed finish, which is a huge improvement over the original Ergo Juniors. It's quite soft and it feels really nice to the touch. The buttons are the standard ridged aluminum ones that they offer. However, Ultraspinners now offers smooth brass, ridged brass, and smooth aluminum buttons as alternate choices. At the center of the spinner sits an R188 bearing, and it's held in place by adhesive. The shape of the spinners have been designed to be very ergonomic, hence the Ergo name. And I truly find that they live up to the name very well because they feel like they conform to the shape of your hands and fingers. There are no straight lines to be found anywhere on the spinner. Every part of these spinners is curved in one way or another to ensure that there's comfort wherever you catch or release from. There's a very nice chamfer throughout the entire thing, and it varies in thickness to once again ensure comfort no matter where you catch or release it from. There are no hot spots whatsoever. I find that both are very comfortable to spin either by flicking upward or by pulling down from the face. The threaded buttons are made of aluminum. They have a very large diameter of 25 millimeters. I find that they're a very nice mix of convex and concave. The buttons are the same style as what's used on the original Ergo Jr., just redesigned for an R188 bearing. Unfortunately, I still can't get behind these buttons. The good is that they're incredibly comfortable. The bad is that they feel super plasticky to me, and unfortunately, it just ruins them for me. I feel like the light weight exacerbates the noise from the bearing because they just don't have the mass to dampen the vibrations, even though the spinners themselves have some really nice heft to them. I'd be very curious to see how the other buttons perform in comparison. The bearing used is a steel 10-ball R188. And it's held in place using adhesive. I feel like they're fairly average to me, both in smoothness and in volume. I decided to try them with both these standard buttons and a set of stainless steel flyaway toys buttons for some comparison. The bearings felt equal in terms of smoothness with both types of buttons. I do believe that the Omega bearing is the tiniest bit off kilter, as I can hear the flyaway toys buttons rubbing ever so slightly on one particular angle. The step up for the threading on these buttons is a touch taller, and I find that it prevents any rubbing from happening. The stainless steel flyaway toys buttons did minimize the volume on both of the bearings significantly. I found the sound to be much more appealing that way. It is something to consider if you plan on using them in situations which require more discretion. I believe it's fair to assume that the Ultraspinners brass button options would likely be the most appropriate for noise reduction. For the Alpha, my first two-handed table spin was 1 minute and 35 seconds. My second two-handed table spin was 1 minute and 48 seconds. I chose to clean it with 91% alcohol, and after a good wash and a quick dry with some compressed air, my third two-handed table spin was 3 minutes and 37 seconds. For the Omega, my first two-handed table spin was 5 minutes and 7 seconds. My second table spin was 5 minutes and 8 seconds. After a good wash with 91% alcohol and a quick dry with some compressed air, my third two-handed table spin was 6 minutes and 38 seconds. I can honestly say that I was surprised that the Omega had such significantly superior spin times considering the weight difference. Now for the differences between the two. The Alpha weighs in at 98.2 grams and the Omega weighs in at 82.4 grams. Both are weighed on my scale with buttons. Both measure 2 inches in length, but the Alpha has an arm thickness of 0.5 inches, whereas the Omega has an arm thickness of 0.375 inches. I find the Omega to be more comfortable for 2 reasons. For me, personally, I prefer to use lighter spinners, though there is such a thing as too light, and no, the Omega is absolutely nowhere near that line. I find that the Alpha is just too heavy for my tastes. I develop hand and finger fatigue quite easily with it. The other reason is because of the arm thickness. Due to the Alpha's increased thickness, the buttons sit closer to flush than on the Omega. And I find that when I hold the Alpha in the position I find most comfortable, the arms often rub against my thumb pad, which slows the spin, causing it to end prematurely. Now, keep in mind that I do have fairly small hands and long nails, and the issues that I have with it won't necessarily be an issue for many of you. Overall, these are some pretty great spinners. 2 of the 3 issues that I had with the original Ergo Junior have been corrected. The finish has been greatly improved, and the feel and length of the spin, along with the volume of the spin, have been improved significantly by using an R188 bearing instead. I still dislike the buttons, but I think that it's fantastic that they've begun to offer other styles and materials. I find that these are comfortable to spin, they're adequately priced, completely made in America, and there are lots of customization choices. While they have chosen to discontinue their 608 bearing portion of their lineup, they have recently added a very, very reasonably priced aluminum option of these as well, that come with an R188 bearing. Now, I think that these brass models could be good concentration fidgets as long as silence isn't a requirement. I think that the brass buttons could possibly turn them into great concentration fidgets because they will probably reduce the volume. Ultraspinners is rapidly expanding on their lineup, and I am stoked to see what they come up with next. I know that there is a bar version of the Ergo that should be out soon, and I really hope that I have the chance to tell you all about them. So again, this is the Ergo Alpha and the Ergo Omega spinners by Ultraspinners. I am Alana with FidgetHaven Reviews. If you have any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to post them in the comment section below. I'm going to include a link to the Ultraspinner store where you can purchase these and to my written review. I do hope that this was helpful for you. I greatly appreciate you watching it. I will be continuing on with my spin time demo, so sit tight if that's something that you're interested in. And if not, then thank you so much for watching, and I really hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.